Why do Christian movies suck? If I were to ask you what you thought of Christian films or faith-based films, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Tell us in the comments. You see, I've asked that question, and many of my Christian filmmaker friends have asked that question of many people. The general consensus is, among Christians and non-Christians alike, that Christian movies suck. People cite different reasons, from bad acting, bad directing, bad writing, bad story, bad production quality. But the one thing that's said the most often, and pretty much everybody seems to agree on, is that Christian movies suck because they're preachy. I began to wonder if our very assumptions as to the purpose and definition of a Christian film was what was causing the preachiness in these films. In other words, I began to wonder, do Christian movies suck because they're Christian? Now hear me out. What is the purpose of a Christian film? I believe there's two camps on this subject. One says that Christian movies are to be a witness to non-Christians. The other camp says that Christian movies are for Christians and for the edification of the body of Christ. I believe it is possible for a film to do either and/or both. Now for this video, I'm going to be talking about films that have the purpose of being a witness to non-Christians. Answer this. How excited do you think non-Christians get about the most recent Christian movie? I'd say about as excited as libertarians would get if a documentary came out presenting the merits of Obamacare. Now, Barna Research did a study finding that that's pretty close to the truth. They tracked how many viewers became a Christian after watching The Passion of the Christ. The results? Less than 0.1%. Now, part of the problem was probably because not very many non-Christians went to see the film. And that's the paradox of trying to witness to non-Christians with Christian movies. Non-Christians don't see Christian films. Now, I believe that the assumption of the filmmakers of Christian films, Passion of the Christ may be included in this, is that these films are meant to be conversation starters, where we Christians bring our non-Christian friends, and then after the movie, we talk about the movie and use that as a faith-sharing experience. I don't think this really happens much, unfortunately. And I believe that most Christians go with the assumption or the hope that the Christian films are going to do their witnessing for them. Of course, that's a discussion for a completely different time. In other words, if the purpose of a Christian film is to witness to non-Christians, then the very fact that it is a Christian film causes the film to suck. It can't fulfill its purpose. That's one reason why I'm making my action film Contract Redemption. My primary purpose with making Contract Redemption is to make a secular film that witnesses to non-Christians in a non-preachy way. And I'll talk about that a little more in my next video. Thanks for watching. If you got something out of this video, send it to a friend who you think would get something out of it too. If you want to see more videos like this one, you can subscribe.